Nope. The camera just adjusted itself. That's not good. Okay. So I'm going to mess with it. Okay. Good morning, beloveds. I'm having a slightly odd morning. We discovered last night we didn't have any hot water. Normally I wash my hair on Wednesdays. That didn't happen this morning. So hopefully, I'd like it to be an easy fix. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm afraid the easy fix will be to replace the water heater, because I think the water heater is original to when we moved in the house, and we've been in the house for 20 years. So, a reasonable fix is what I'm knowing for. So, yay. Because I would really like to wash my hair. Fortunately, since it's not, it's one of those things, like if it was hot, I could do the cold shower, but it's not hot. So the good news is that my head doesn't itch yet because I've not been sweaty. So, but my hair's only going to take so much. Okay. So we're doing your spiritual power. Let's do the housekeeping really quickly. And then get on with it. So the housekeeping is simply me reminding you, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email is info@creativelife.org. You get one email a week. It tells you what's going on for the week and the month, and the hot links are hot. So if it says click here now, it means it. It'll take you right to the information of the person that can help you get it. And it is a blind CC, which means nobody's going to see your emails. You don't have to worry about ending up on anybody else's email list because of us. Last thing I'll mention is the social media, simply from the standpoint of we do not monetize them. So what we ask you to do instead is to engage with pages. Like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you're on for the individual pages, and then engage with the individual posts by reacting to the post, commenting on the post, sharing the post. It bumps us in the algorithms, more people see our stuff, and it's a free, easy way you can support the center. Okay, so there is that. Oh, I guess I should tell you who we are. Creative Life Spiritual Center and or Creative Life Spark, based on, again, which platform you're on. And I'm the running Rev Ryan across the platforms that I am on. So, now, your spiritual power is a collection. So, it's not a book, it's a library, which is what I like to say. And the first time I heard that was in Reverend Norm's class. And I don't remember which Reverend Norm class it was. But he said the Bible is not a book. It's a library. It's a collection of books. That's what this is. This is a collection of some of Ernest Holmes' rarer stuff that you might not find anywhere else. Now, we happen to be doing Discover a Richer Life, which is a collection of Ernest Holmes articles from the Science of Mind magazine. We just started part 4, which is How to Live Successfully. So that's where we are in this book. And as soon as I put my glasses on, I'll tell you what page we're on, because I haven't been doing that. We are going to be on page 281. So the title of our article is How to Build Security. It's an inside job. And honestly, that's not me being funny. That is Ernest Holmes being funny. Okay. One of the things about reading these articles, there's 2 things about the articles that I really appreciate. One, it feels like he's talking to me, like personally, like we're sitting on a couch having a conversation. That is the way reading these articles feels. The other thing about it is he's funny. Like, I know every now and again he has this really amazing turn of phrases, but he's got a wicked sense of humor, and I appreciate that. So, yeah. So, how to build security. It is an inside job. Everyone is looking for security, and often we think the word security means that we have money enough to pay the bills. It does certainly include that. But there's a deeper security than that, a security that comes only through a deep and abiding faith in life, a deep and abiding faith in ourselves, and a deep and abiding faith in God. Okay. A deep and abiding faith in life, yourself, and God. There is no security in life without this faith. This is why a person is not healed of a neurosis without attaining some kind of new faith. There is no permanent healing of anything in life without a restoration of faith. There is no gratification or feeling of safety without faith. Why this is so, I do not know, but I do have a theory about it. And here's the thing, and I'm interested in his theory, but that's one of the major differences between Eastern medicine and Western medicine. When I was getting my undergraduate degree, which is in anthropology, one of the classes that I took that I absolutely loved was medical anthropology. And one of the things we did was look at the Eastern model versus the Western model. And in the Western model, we chase symptoms. We don't even necessarily chase root causes. We chase symptoms, okay? We're constantly taking medications that suppress symptoms that don't necessarily address the root cause, okay? In the Eastern methodology, they treat the body, the mind, and the soul, which is what he's talking about. The body, the mind, and the soul. That soul is that faith. If you want to affect true healing, that's where, everything has to change. Everything has to change. And that's one of the things that I've been dealing with, because when I went through menopause, it kicked my genetics, kicked open a couple of autoimmunes. What? I literally had to change the way I eat. I got the faith taken care of, but, so I had to change my life to affect true healing. So let's get back to Ernest's theory, because I'm curious now. That's the that's the Eastern methodology. They want to work on the body, they want to work on the mind, and they want to work on the soul. I had to change my mind. I already had the faith. I had the faith that the changes that I would make would work, and they have. So, okay, let's see what Ernest's theory is. My theory is very simple. Every person is on a pathway of an endless evolution. There is something that impels them. There is a spark of divinity that shapes their ends, rough hew them. What? Hang on, this sentence does not make sense. Rough hew them though they may be, as Shakespeare said. Everyone has an urge to live, to sing, to dance, to accomplish something, to love something, and to give. The moment we stop loving we stop the loving and the giving, we are forlorn, we are unhappy. Okay? I don't disagree with him. I think we belong to God. We are of God, the very essence of God. Spirit, I believe, is incarnated in everything and in everyone. There is only one spirit, but immeasurable incarnations. We are, as Browning said, a God, though in the germ. I am sure millions of people hold this view, but not everyone understands it, or they do not think about it enough. If we are not willing to think, we are wasting our time. Think, someone said, keep faith with reason, for she will convert thy soul. I wonder who said that. I'm curious. That's what Google is for. I like that he said, if we're not willing to think, we're wasting our time. It is unreasonable and illogical to suppose that the supreme life would create something that it could destroy. When Jesus was asked about God's relationship to the dead, he answered that as we would expect an inspired spiritual genius to answer. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. For all live unto him. Now that is logical. It is rational and reasonable and sound. God is life and cannot produce death. God is peace and cannot produce confusion. God is love and cannot produce fear. You and I have come to believe, there it is. You and I have to come to believe this if we would know security. You see, God has entered into you and me. We could not find anything in us that is really separated from God, except our belief. We seem to have that freedom. And if this is true, how can we hope to have security unless that security is based on our own unity with God, on our own divinity? Hear, O Israel, the Lord thy God is one Lord. There is only one. That is why Emerson said that there is one mind common to all individual people. Your mind is God's mind in you as you. Your spirit is the spirit of God in you as you. This you did not make. It is and will not be changed. This is the great secret that Jesus taught, to have all of the great teachers of humanity, as have all of the great teachers of humanity. I don't know what word I just saw there. In essence, no race, no person, no form of life is external to our own. We cannot exclude any facet of life and have a universe left. We will only have a fragment of a universe on which we will blindly stumble around. What? Okay. I'm getting commentary from the cat. Come on up and make a cameo, baby. God is our life now. That is not what I'm talking about. Sorry. Dante he attacked my little light here. Not a good thing. Okay. He's beautiful, but he's very distracting. Okay. Let me try this again. God is our life now. It is not a life that we are going to attain someday. It is our life. We are not gradually becoming unified with God. We cannot be separated from God. We shall never have to unify with God, but we shall have to recognize that we are not separated from God. Yep, right. Yep. We shall have to recognize that we are not separated from God. Then that in our experience, which appears to be separated, will flow together. It will rush together as the mountain torrent rushes across the valley to join the ocean in its infinitude. There is something in you and in me that foreknows these things. No one taught us or caused us to remember that celestial palace whence we came. But how can we hope to have a sense of security if we separate ourselves in belief from that which alone can give it? Who hath power to give us life but God? Science cannot bestow it. The various branches of learning are fine and wonderful, but they do not give us life. They only tell us about it. There is no security unless we have a deep and abiding faith in life, a faith which permits life to flow through us, but only at the level of our understanding and acceptance of it. Who inhabits it? We pretty well know now. We are born with a desire to love, to laugh, to sing, to dance, to create. Without being technical about it, we are born with an emotional craving for self-expression. Okay? We are born with an emotional craving for self-expression. Life is action, movement, and enthusiasm. Unless we keep doing new things, we will not have the interest to do new things. This is the secret of growing up mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We shall never recapture yesterday. We shall never catch up with tomorrow, for it eludes us. But today is ours. And that's an exclamation point, by the way. This day in which we live, this hour, this moment is one from which we shall distill all the joy there is, all the enthusiasm. Do you know that people who are unenthusiastic are always tired? Okay, that's kind of a random statement there. But I'm tired a lot. When I'm tired, I'm not enthusiastic. So I might, say he's onto something here. It is now definitely known that unless there is a physical infection, most weariness is associated with ennui, which I'm glad I know how to pronounce that word, which comes psychologically and emotionally because the individual isn't interested in others or in living. It is definitely known that those who stop living for others stop living. Interesting. You know what? Okay, those who stop living for others stop living. In the midst of my depression, which was really, really bad at one point, what kept me here was other people. The fact that I could not do that to the people that I loved. He's onto something there. The emotional energy, which is the greatest creative force we have, is designed to go out and express itself in wholesome action. This energy is as real as the energy of physics. If it is inhibited, it still remains in a dynamic state, and the result is a discharge of energy in what we know as an inner conflict or complex. I believe that everything that exists is an expression of God, and that is why we are here. Okay? Yep. Well, hello. Are you helping? Because you are not helping. Dante. Okay. There is an inner something in humanity that belongs to the universe, and we have to get rid of all that inhibits it. Every sense of rejection and guilt and insecurity and anxiety. The security I'm talking about is the kind that not only warms the heart and makes glad the mind, but feeds the soul. We belong to God. There is that within us which will last forever. I am that which thou art. There is no other security. What joy we would have if we would just see God in each other and in human events. Okay? If we know God is our substance, we shall have supply. If we know God is our friend, we shall have friends. If we love everybody, there will be enough people to return that love to us. This is security, and there is no peace of mind not based on this security. There is no final peace but love. There is no final security anywhere in the universe but a faith in life that proves itself. Truth demonstrates itself without effort. Mm-hmm. We are begirt by spiritual laws which execute themselves, as Emerson said. Well, that explains that word. So there must be a deep sense of love and givingness if we are going to have real security and peace of mind. There is in us a primal cause, an ultimate reality, a cosmic wholeness, a God from whom all things flow and in whom all things move and live. We are not all of God, of course, but everything that we are is made up out of God because there is nothing else it can be made of. The universe holds us forever in its warm and close embrace. When you and I turn to that divinity within us, we shall feel something and we shall know something which every endeavor of the ages has sought after, the living God. Engraved on the scroll of the universe is the inextinguishable imprint of our own individuality, the name of the beloved child. Here and here alone is security. Here and here alone is peace. But not in splendid isolation shall it be found. It is in the wind and the wave, the song of the child, the crooning of the mother, the beauty of the sunset, and the glory of dawn's rise over the mountaintops, flinging its light into the newness of another day. It is not just in religious adoration, but in the stillness of our own hearts that Spirit speaks. And there you have it. I had no idea where this one was going to go, and I have to say that I really like it. I really liked it. And I like that he says that security security is not going to be found in spiritual in isolation. Because it's not. It's not. One of my favorite things, and it's one of the reasons why I always end my treatments that way, is a community that comes together to remind each other. That is what Science of Mind is for me. It's a community that comes together to remind each other who we are. And who are we? We are beloved expressions of the divine. Beloved expressions of the divine. I don't say beloved children of God anymore because it's not the fullness of the truth. We are beloved children of God, okay? I do believe that, but it's not the fullness of the truth, which is why I've started saying the beloved expressions of the divine, because that is what Ernest Holmes believes that we are. We are expressions of the divine. Everything is an expression of the divine. The cat that keeps interrupting me as I'm doing these readings is an expression of the divine. Security will not be found in spiritual isolation. And I love that he talks about the glorious dawn flinging its light. I mean, that's just an image, right? It's just an image. Okay. All right. Well, now I'm going to move on into the process of my day. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of yourself day, a cuddle your fur babies day. You should look into these mostly closed eyes as he's purring days. A go do something fun for yourself day, and eat something amazing day, a drink plenty of water day, and enjoy the roller coaster of weather that we are on day. If your weather is a little, then be safe day. Because I'm seeing some people I know living in places where it's snow. So be careful day, a stay warm day, a keep cool day, because it's going to be back in the 80s for us day. You got this day. A good day, and if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action. A beautiful masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time at your own pace. My favorite part of that sentence. And as Reverend Jesse calls us, you are godly. Explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. Anything is possible, right? Right, Dante? Anything is possible. All right, beloveds. I'm going to remind you that Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.